If you're hearing that music, that means it's time for the Crow and Moore Show live here on blogtalkradio.com. I'm your host, Lisa Moore. And somewhere there is my host, Vincent Crow. How you doing, Vincent?
I'm here in New York, and I just banged my knee. Can I get a Band-Aid?
Nurse Lisa will make sure you get a Band-Aid, okay? I know.
I mean, because it's like a really bad boo-boo.
Well, it seems like I'm always on duty. That's
that's what happens when you decide to become a registered nurse. Hey, you decided to be a registered nurse. Now,
well,
first, if you want to be a part of this show, this great show, the greatest 2 hours on radio, you can always call 646-564-9718. As a matter of fact, we actually do have a caller. Ooh.
Yes, we do. Let's see who this is. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the Crow and Moore Show. How are you doing this fine Sunday evening?
All right. It's me, Rob, from My Flippin' World. How you doing, guys?
Hey, Rob. How are you? We've had a really great week. We got to go to do our first out-of-the-country tour. We went to Toronto, Ontario last week and got to meet so many YouTubers. It was phenomenal. If you get a chance to do that sometime, Rob, you need to do it. It is a lot of fun.
I saw the video. I was watching it. It looked like a lot of fun. Hopefully
it really was.
Hopefully
it's a lot of fun because I was there. I'm always fun. Yes. Regardless of where I go, I'm always fun.
Yeah. So, Vincent, you're a paisan of mine because I am also a New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Indy right now.
Uh-huh. So my two New York friends, what happened with the election last week? What happened?
The election?
What election? What are you talking about? The primary's over. It's
know.
done. Romney's the candidate. He's going to be the one.
So how did the congressional races go? How did the Senate races go? Were more liberals winning there, or more conservatives, or what?
I really can't say. I am stuck in my store. I don't know the outside world until I go home and sleep.
Oh, my goodness. So tell me about this business that you run. Because you and your wife are small business owners, right?
Yes, we are. It's a smoothie bar. It's called, it's a lifestyle cafe. It's called Energize.
Mm-hmm.
And we focus mainly on smoothie drinks and healthy drinks. We have protein bars and things like that. And it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting, but it takes a lot of my time. I had different plans for it. I was hoping maybe.
You know what? This is the Say Anything Sunday edition here on the Crow and Moore. Isn't that right, Vincent? This is the Say
under a certain amount. You can't curse. You can't curse.
No, you can't curse. And you can't say fire. You can't say fire.
Fire in an open theater. That's not good.
No.
You'll get a lot of people trampled on.
Especially during the Movie Maven segment in the second half, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can't yell fire during the Movie Maven segment.
It would be fun, though. Pull the fire alarm or something like that during the Titanic. You know, that's always good. Fun.
You really don't like that movie, do you? You really
I like the one scene in the movie. I like one scene in the movie, and I think every guy who has well, let's face it, every guy who's been dragged to that movie knows the one scene that we all like. And that's about it.
Yeah, the end.
No, he's talking about the naked scene.
Oh.
Yeah, the naked scene. That's the only reason to see it.
The one that the Chinese didn't want you to see in 3D. They didn't want you to see the body parts in 3D.
That's right. They didn't want to.
Did you guys know that DiCaprio's hand that was drawing the girl? That was really the hands of the director, James Cameron.
No way.
Yep.
Well, he probably didn't want anybody else. Yeah, he probably didn't want anybody else doing it because he had a thing for Miss Kate Winslet. You know that, right?
Yeah, he He was probably, no, that's not how you do it, Leonardo. Let me show you. And he probably did that about 100 times until he got it right. And then he decided not to put Leonardo in at all. But it was him.
Wow. Well, he's kind of a piece of work, that director. He's something else, but he's a good director. I've liked the films that he's done. Well, I hope you'll hang on and listen to the rest of the show. And if not, it's been really great for you to be participating with us. We are going to go to a break, and we'll be right back after this.
All righty.
Me, a cat, moving in with a single guy. At first, I thought it might be a little weird, but turns out it's actually pretty amusing. For instance, like my human's gotten so used to me being around, sometimes I think he forgets I'm here. He'll get up for work, shower, shave, and come out with no pants. Plops right down in front of the TV. Hello, there's a lady in the room. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. And remember, don't drink and drive. It's just not worth it.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Yes, it is Say Anything Sunday here on the Crow and More Show, live here on blogtalkradio.com. Really great to see you guys in the chat room. How you guys doing? And everyone within the sound of my voice, thank you for coming by and participating. We got some serious stuff to talk about here, Vincent, because, you know...
So we can say whatever we want on the show as long as we don't curse? Or play any kind of music we want to?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Hey, Lisa, guess what?
What?
We got Tebow. That's right, we got Tim Tebow. He's on the New York Jets.
Are you trying to get me to have an aneurysm here live on the air?
I'm trying, because I figured if you did, it would be really good radio.
Well, guess what? Texas, the Lone Star State, is the #1 place for people to retire, and we will talk about that later. But, you know, we got that.
Texas smells like old feet.
What
smells like Ben J.
What
That's
did you just say?
Means.
Oh, my.
You're a nurse. You've been in an old folks' home, right? We know all the smells. You've been in an old... You know the smell. That's what it means. It means Texas smells like an old folks' home.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just went to Buffalo, New York on my way to Toronto, and I know how you guys live up there, too. So, man, you haven't even been to Texas. You haven't even been to Texas.
I've been to Texas.
You guys are
ridiculous.
That's the thing.
I've been to almost every state in the Union,
except
for Hawaii.
But, you know, when I was there in New York, what flag was flying right next to the United States flag? The freaking Canada flag. What's that all about?
It was Buffalo, and they're right next to, you know, Buffalo is so close to Canada that they can hear Canadians sharpening their hockey sticks and hockey skates and stuff like that.
You don't fly the Canadian flag. It's not Canada.
Well, it's all good.
And Shannon, I hate to say it, but on the list that we're going to talk about later, Texas is above Florida as the best state to retire to. So we'll talk about that later. Texas is actually #1, but then we're always #1 because we are the Lone Star State, and we know how to do it. And the only other flags that we fly around here are Mexico flags because we have people from Mexico who think they need to stick up a Mexican flag. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And we're going to
So
talk.
you would rather fly a Mexican flag and not
No,
Canadian?
I'm just saying,
I'd rather
it gets
fly
us upset
Canadian.
here too. We get really upset when people fly those flags because they really
I'd rather fly Canadian.
I want to talk about our experience going through the border. Oh my God, I want to talk about it going there and going back. They almost didn't let you in. Okay.
No, they didn't.
They almost did not let you in. I mean, they took one look at you and they said,
Well, it didn't help that I dressed like I should have been one of the actors from Sons of Anarchy.
Why did you do that when you knew that we were going across the border?
That's my look.
But why couldn't you wait to do that when we got to Toronto and the gathering?
Well, come on. What do you want me to do? You want me to dress up in a suit and tie? That would really not have worked because, you got the long hair and whatever else. They would have so said, oh, there's something up with this. But do you want to know the real reason we got searched? I will tell you the real reason that we got searched.
Oh, really?
It's because you were in the car. Because they looked at you, and you're about, let's face it, you're like a munchkin compared to me. Mm-hmm. And they look at you, and you're dressed a certain way. They look at me, and they're like, oh, there has to be something going on here.
Yeah, they thought
so
that you were
you
kidnapping me.
No kiddnapping.
They thought that you were kidnapping me and were going to get money.
They questioned me because of the way I looked, but they question you because they're like, the small one definitely has to be up to something.
I told them that I'm an RN that works for the state, and as soon as I said that, they
that doesn't help.
Oh, they said she's an angel, and they were saying that you were some motorcycle gangbanger, and I said he doesn't even own a motorcycle. He doesn't even ride a motorcycle.
How do you know? I might have back in my wilder days.
Don't have a motorcycle.
You don't know what I was like in my wilder days.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about now. You told me you don't own a motorcycle, and you told me you don't drive.
I don't now because I live in New York, and auto insurance is absolutely insane.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, well, they question me about everything. Apparently, you can't. Like, I'm not kidding. They open the trunk of my car, and they find a softball bat. Mm-hmm. And they asked me about it. Like, why do you have a softball bat? And I gave them a legitimate reason. I said, I'm a part of well, actually, I lied, okay? The real reason I have a baseball bat in the back of my trunk is because it's a wrestling thing. But I didn't want to tell them that. So I lied and said I was a part of a softball league, which, hey, a guy my size might be a part of. Plus, it also would have helped because I also told them, if you look in the back of the trunk, you also will find a glove, which a glove was back there, so I wasn't lying. But then they asked me about the kendo sticks. And the funniest thing the person asked me is, they look like they can hurt somebody. Now, if you
what was funny is what you said. That's what was funny is what you said back to them.
If you don't know what a kendo stick, Singapore cane, practice swords, that's what really it is. In Singapore, they use these things to punish people. They hit people with it. It's things like 12. I've been hit with it I don't know how many times. But in MMA or in martial arts, it's practice swords because you don't really want to use real swords on each other because if you slip, you might actually kill somebody. But with a practice sword, you're just going to sting their hand.
So you basically
what did I say? Because I don't remember.
You told the officer that it would just leave a welt, that it wouldn't really hurt anybody.
I said it would sting like a bee. I did.
But the worst part was when they asked us why we were going. That was the silliest part.
No, that's not the worst part. The worst part outside when they're searching the car was the guy looks at my vest. Now, I'm wearing a POW MIA biker vest.
Leather biker vest.
War, missing in action biker vest. And he points to it and says, what does that stand for? Now, I thought he meant, what did the symbol stand for? So I tell him, and he literally looks at me and says, I know what that means, you idiot. I'm like, well, you need to rephrase these questions because I answered that one. And he goes, well, is that part of the gang? And the first thing I thought of was, what biker gang do you know wears this symbol as the symbol for their biker gang?
Yeah, because it's a black leather vest that has the POW MIA symbol, the same one that you put on the flags and stuff, and he knew what it meant. He knew what it meant.
He did.
I mean, that flag was even flying. I saw that flag flying right near the border. So, I mean, they know.
Well, that don't mean anything. We know Canadians don't look across the border and see what flags are flying in America because they could care less.
Well, I'll tell you what. The thing that really, really shocked me was not only how they treated us as we were going into Canada, but, we went through Niagara Falls because we decided we were going to take the fun route to go to Toronto. And we had no waiting to get into Canada. We had no waiting. We pulled our car up. And I was sitting in the car, and the lady was real bitchy, and she goes, well, you have to get out of the car. And I'm like, oh.
You did. Well,
I
you
know,
should have learned. As soon as they gave me the yellow piece of paper and said, meet the people down the wherever, and I pulled down and saw it, I said, now, granted, I know I'm in the military, full military policeman. I've searched many vehicles in my life. I knew the routine was get the heck out of the car. They're going to search it. But you didn't know that.
No,
so
I
they
didn't.
actually had to knock on the door or the window and said, get out.
They sure did. But you know what? Let's talk about coming back into the United States. I want to talk about that. Did they make us get out of our car?
No, they didn't.
The only thing they
made... As a matter of fact, they didn't make even the Canadians coming across the border get out of their car.
No, they just asked a couple of questions, looked at your passport. The guy did ask me to take off my glasses because my glasses were not on in the picture on my passport.
Yeah.
But your glasses are on in your passport picture.
Yes, they were.
By the way, is one of the scariest passport pictures I've ever seen.
It is. I'm not kidding. For those of you that don't know, my passport photo looks like I should be on America's Most Wanted.
Are you sure you're not on America's Most Wanted? Are you sure?
I'm pretty. I looked at the list before, and I'm not in the top 10. I'm like number 11.
I was going to say, man. Because, wow. But, I mean, they didn't open the trunk. I could have put somebody in the trunk of the car if I wanted to. And so when I told somebody... They do not X-ray it.
We did. Well, you never know because we
no,
did
they're
pass
not
a couple
X-raying
cameras.
it. They took a picture.
They could have easily have done something. You don't know.
I know
they
they're not X-raying. No, they took a photo of your face driving past the camera. They took a picture of
and
you
our license
and the
plate.
license plate, and that's all they took. They wanted to see who was driving that car. You could have put anything in the trunk of that car, and unless they randomly searched you, I'm just telling you the way it is. There was no frickin' X-ray. I'm sorry.
You never know.
Yes,
I'm
you
just
do.
giving America the benefit of the doubt.
No,
you know?
you're not. I'm not going
yes,
to. Not in this case. No. No, they did not. They would
hate America.
I'm not hating America. I was just upset. Okay, there's a difference. I was upset. I'm like,
I think the reason you're upset is because you expected that coming through the border into Canada, we got searched pretty good. You probably thought that coming back into America that you were probably getting ready for some lube and that they were going to give you a cab. That would have made you extremely happy because you're weird like that. Okay.
Oh, my God. No, I just love my country, and I think that there better not be any aliens on this episode. I mean, that's all I'm saying. We better not have any alien abductions during this episode because I'm just not in the mood for that today, I'm telling you. Not after going through the border and everything.
For it coming back across into America.
That was the stupidest thing in the world. You're behind all kinds of people trying to get back into the United States. We had nobody in front of us trying to get into Canada. Nobody. We pulled the car in, and there we went, okay? So, I mean, that's just the difference. People, all right, Siggy, you're an alien? Are you
King Siggy is
kidding
an alien.
me? King Siggy is an
Yes,
alien? So now the aliens are listening to our show. They're not just abducting us, they're listening to the show. Okay,
well,
we've got to take a break.
Remember, they're not abducting us, they're abducting you. Because you're the one who likes the probe.
Oh, we're going to be back right after this. our show live on blogtalkradio.com, and it is Say Anything You Want Sunday here live on the show. And that goes for everybody but Vincent, okay? Vincent, I'm sorry, but you can't do that. You can't just say whatever
I get the duct tape?
You get the freaking duct tape. You get the duct tape because I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. Okay, we got serious stuff to talk about. We got serious stuff to talk about. We got the election to talk about. Oh, we got elections. Yes, we do. We got election stuff to talk about. We got Supreme Court stuff to talk about. So we got some important stuff here. We're not taking happy hour early here. You understand what I'm saying?
I know. I got it. I behave.
Well, you know, it's been quite a week in the primaries leading up to our election this November. Apparently, Speaker Gingrich is expected to leave the GOP presidential race on Wednesday. I don't know why he's... Surprise.
No, it's not a surprise to me, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
A surprise to me was when Santorum got out of the race.
That was definitely a surprise.
Because out of all the candidates, Santorum was the only one who had a chance, a snowball's chance, but a chance to catch Romney as far as the number of delegates that you need to be nominee.
Gingrich wasn't getting it done. He wasn't getting it done.
Gingrich had a worse chance, and Ron Paul had he had no chance.
Oh, come on. His campaign was just going slow and steady. That was their strategy. I can't believe you brought this up. I don't even have high blood pressure, and you're going to give me high blood pressure before the end of the show because you know I love Tim Tebow, and I'm still upset.
I know.
I'm still upset that you
guys.
Well,
not the only controversial type of place. A Missouri woman won in a court $5.8 million from the Girls Gone Wild franchise because apparently they videotaped her. I don't know. I think it was in 2008. Put it on their Girls Gone Wild videos without her permission. Now, this is the second time she's been in court.
Minute. They put this person on their Girls Gone Wild videotape thingy without her permission?
That's what she said.
Oh, my gosh.
And so the first time this went through court, she didn't win. But they gave her a chance to retrial, and this is the retrial, and she ended up winning, and they rewarded her with $5.8 million. So, Lisa, I got a great idea.
Whoa. Oh. What?
Oh, this is bad. Well,
I know this is Say Anything Sunday, but what? What are you saying? What are you saying?
Well, you need to keep track on where the Girls Gone Wild people are filming, and then just make sure you're topless, and then you could get $5.8 million.
Okay, I know that we need sponsors for the show and everything, but oh my God, you did not
need Girls Gone Wild.
You did not just say that. You did not
just
say that.
You're the one who made the show, Say Anything You Want Sunday.
And I knew by the show you would say something. I knew by the end of the show you would say something. Now, Al is saying that he will flash. If somebody would give him $5.5 million, Al is saying that he would flash. Now, Al, this is not funny because you did that video about man boobs, okay? This is not funny. This is... Of course, that was one of the funniest videos on the internet.
Did you hear the story of the Mexican woman that was going to be giving birth to 9 kids? So she was actually going to be one-upping the Octomom.
Oh, come on, people. That has to not be true. Was that really true?
It isn't. It actually has been found out to be completely false. She, in fact, is not having 9 babies. So the Octomom is still happy, although for some reason, she popped up in in the news this weekend for whatever reason, saying, "Oh, I got to make money for my kids." Oh, you!
Oh no! Come on, people!
That I would love to see just go away and just shut up. It would be the Octomom. Okay.
Wow, she got investigated by Child Services again, didn't she?
Because I can't say that the Octomom needs to get laid because she doesn't need any more kids.
Oh man! See, I was really worried about saying anything Sunday, and of course, one of our listeners is saying we're just haggling over the price. Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
Well, that is true. Did you see the photo of the hooker down in whatever country where they were actually? I know.
You have to say it like they say it. Cartagena. That's the place where you have lots of
the freaking Secret Service agents.
We've only got 52 seconds left with the show, so I want to thank everybody for being a part of the show. I've had way too much fun. This should be illegal to have this much fun with you guys. Seriously, on a Sunday night. I didn't know Sunday nights were supposed to be fun. Next week,